Thank you for joining me for this week's theme park news update. I want to start off by wishing everyone a happy April Fool's Day. Go out and prank someone, but not here, because here at Coaster Studios, this is a very serious YouTube channel. I am not a funny person and will not be making any jokes today. But I will be continuing on with this week's news, in which a lot occurred. One of the first major announcements was that Disney announced its bankruptcy and will have to close all of their Disney parks. In the words of the CEO, this is now the saddest place on earth. However, luckily, Six Flags came to the rescue and purchased each and every one of their parks. In true Six Flags fashion, the new names of the parks are Six Flags Land, Six Flags Animal Kingdom, Six Flags Epcot, Six Flags Looney Tunes Studios, and Six Flags Magic Kingdom. As their first order of business, they removed the Disney licenses, which means you will no longer find Mickey Mouse walking around, but rather, instead, the Looney Tunes characters. They also renamed some of their current rides there. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad was renamed Big Thunder Reverse Blast. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train has been renamed Runaway Mine Train. Spaceship Earth has been renamed Goliath. Haunted Mansion has been renamed Justice League, and Space Mountain has been renamed Batman the Ride. They have also announced that they'll be adding a super loop at each of the 4 major Florida parks. Sounds like the company has great things in store for them in the future. Kings Island made news this week when Flight of Fear caught on fire. This is not the first time this has happened, as it occurred last summer. The fire was quickly put out and no one was injured. The coaster quickly reopened after that when the park determined that no major damage has occurred. A new theme park has been announced. It'll be going in North Korea. All across the world are invited to come visit, assuming they can get inside the country. I'm just receiving word that all those who are in line for Fury 325 on Season Pass Holder Preview Day have finally gotten their first ride. It got to the point where many were literally camping outside the coaster roasting marshmallows since the line was so long, but at least they finally got their ride in. Wait, what's that? Oh, never mind, it appears the ride got stuck on its lift hill. Whoops, sorry guys, looks like you're gonna have to wait another 8 hours to ride. King's Dominion has announced a new roller coaster. It will be an exact clone of Shockwave, and will be going right next to Shockwave. When Busch Gardens heard about this, they said, "Oh yeah, and you thought our new coaster was bad." Oh, this is just in. Flight of Fear at Kings Island has caught on fire again. When asked about it, the park's general manager said, "I can't even." For those of you planning on visiting Six Flags Magic Mountain today, please note that the park is at capacity, so they are only able to let in 15,000 more people. And to make room for you, you also have to be really thin. Enjoy your day. I always hate announcing these things, but a major accident occurred over at SeaWorld this past week. Shamu the whale has taken another victim. Actually, he killed a few of them. He was in the middle of a show when it happened. No, he didn't crush any of them or anything like that. He actually ate them. When asked about the incident, Shamu the whale responded, "Bruh, look man, I had a few too many drinks and I was convinced those chicks were edible. Look, I ain't trying to hurt nobody, it was just an honest mistake." The shark authorities are not pressing charges against the whale, as the whale owed them a favor after he helped them out of a dangerous situation in which a bunch of sharks got caught up in a tornado. SeaWorld plans to keep the whale, but they are converting him to a vegetable-only diet. Remember the corkscrew outside of Alton Towers' front entrance? The park has now turned it into a ride. They will not be completing the track section, instead you will simply ride it the way it is and hope you survive. Exciting news came from Cedar Point this past week. Turns out that a mistake was made with the B&M dive coaster leak that occurred. It turns out that instead of adding that, they will actually be adding a Vekoma SLC. And no, they aren't building a new one. This will actually be a relocation of another Vekoma SLC at another park. So this is very exciting news, and I'm sure everyone will love this new addition. Man, Kings Island once again is making news as it appears that Flight of Fear has caught on fire for a 3rd time. When asked to comment, the park's vice president said, "Are you freaking kidding me? You know what? Screw it. Who needs that piece of crap anyways?" Remember that movie that came out 10 years ago that no one remembers? Well, Universal will be building an entire themed land off of it. The land is set to open in 2018 and will be an upcharge attraction. Guests will have to pay an extra $20 a person to enter this themed area. And that ends it for this week's theme park news update. As you can see, a lot occurred and it's sure to provide major changes to the amusement industry. These are all welcome changes and I'm sure you all are going to enjoy it. Thank you for watching and make sure to subscribe to Coaster Studios and check out more theme park news updates and have a great April Fool's Day.